Hello and welcome to this late morning taste challenge. We have two North American whiskeys, both over 90, at least 90 proof, no age statement. Got Woodford Reserve Rye, 53% rye, 90.4 proof, no age statement. Bottle number 3710, 3710, label batch number 13. Chris Morris, master distiller, proprietary batch, so on and so on. Let me moisturize the cork. I did a knockout beer earlier, so if I stumble and if I trip, stumble and fall, yeah, but I don't think I will. Blame it on the Steel Reserve Tiki Series 10% Island Punch. Great product for what it is, although I hate what it is, but whew. Anyway, I got the Woodford Reserve Distillers Series Rye. I got 750 milliliters for $13.98. I know it sounds crazy, right? $13.98 for 750 milliliters. That's about $15 cheaper than normal, but that's Savannah discount. We'll check the prices in a minute. Here is the Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye, 90 proof, no age statement, 90% rye, 53% rye, more normal, versus 90% rye and more extreme. But you know what? And there's a whole write-up. It was almost like an essay, a treatise. And, you know, it'll take you a little while to read it, but check it out. It's very interesting. I read it all on the website. Put the links below. Brown-Forman owns Woodford Reserve, which they introduced in 1996. So we know that none of their varieties can be older than 25 years. So it's a new product, 25 years or less. So in the world of whiskey, 25 years like 25 minutes. Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye introduced in 2015. However, Crown Royal, the brand Crown Royal, was introduced in 1939, AD 1939 in Canada in honor of the visit of the King in Canada, George VI of Great Britain, and his wife, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen, later the Queen Mother. And they come up with a specialty product, 50 different whiskeys blended in. Wasn't sold in the United States of America until 1964. True story. Crown Royal was not sold in the USA till 57 years ago. Number one selling whiskey in Louisiana, one of the top three, I think, in the whole United States, one of the top 5 in the whole world, one of the biggest selling whiskeys in the world. Now the rye, yeah, well, maybe it's not in the top 500, but you know, it exists and it's really nice, really nice. Look, I could not tell it apart 2 times. I got it wrong against the old overhauled red cap. I was decimated. I felt so embarrassed, shamed, perplexed, discombobulated, but I got it wrong. And I tried so hard this morning. I was like, I'm going to get it right. I'm going to do this. Sazerac Rye, 90 proof, no age statement. Got it wrong. So I'm a little nervous, you know, but that's the way it goes. If you're not willing to do the blind taste test, then don't do the blind taste test. Just do recorded videos, edit them heavily, be careful, put them on the air, and then people will say, wow, what an expert, you know, and don't show any of the failures, any of the missteps, any of the misstatements. Just edit those out. Do a clean channel, no errors. But if you're willing to take the risk, take the hits, do the blind taste test. So we got CR, Crown Royal. Price, like I said, $13.98 for the 750 milliliter of Woodford Reserve. Crazy, right? I know. Crown Royal, $15.99, and I realized later it was a liter. I said, oh, what have I gotten in my hands? When I paid $15.99, I was like happy as heck to get a 750 milliliter of Crown Royal regular size bottle for $15.99. To my shock and delightment, I realized later, meaning last week, that I got a liter for $15.99. I'm asking you, can you beat that price? And the answer is clearly no, you cannot. And no, you will not. Now you say, well, I got a gift. My uncle gave it to me. Well, that's not a price. That's a gift. Okay, we're talking about buying it. Crown Rye will be your undoing. I'm afraid you're right. Seems to be the case. But I'm not going to worry about it, though, really. All right, let's see. Now it's time to check prices. We'll go to Total Wine and More. Good resource. Could go to Walmart, but let's see Total Wine. It's a slow upload, though. It's so irritating. Let's see. Okay, this is Crown Royal. That's the Crown Royal. This is the other one. Brown Royal Northern Harvest. So humid out here. Why does Louisiana feel like a shower stall? You say, well, it's only 340 days a year. 320 days a year. It's true. It's true. That's the problem. It's true. We do get some crisp, cool days, 40 days a year, sometimes 45. Here we go, a liter. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. $43.49. $43, and you're not going to get it cheaper than Total Wine. You know that. I know that. American people know that. $43.49 for a liter. But yet I paid $15.99. 16 times 2 is 32. That's $31.98. Well, I know as well as you do that $31.98 is a lot less than $43. Gotta clean these glasses again. Well, one thing about glasses, I can't keep them clean. $43.49. Incredible. How could I get a $43.49 bottle for $15.99? I don't know, but I got it, and I'm so glad. Let's type in Woodford. Okay, Woodford Reserve Rye. Here we go. 750 milliliters. $29.49. May as well say $30, but it's not quite $30. $29.49. Oh, well, how you feel? Played. Let's go back to the Crown Royal. 750 is because we want to put the same milliliters. 30, $29.99. $29.99 plus $29.49. Oh, a 50-cent difference. Okay. 50 cents. But yet, I paid such a low price, such an incredibly low price. I'm not bragging. And I'm not even saying it to make you angry. I'm saying that's the case. It is literally what I paid. Now, those poor old whiskey reviewers in Canada, I feel bad for them because they're paying exorbitant prices. I'll hear them say, oh, I got a deal. I got the Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye for $40 for the regular bottle. I'm like, that ain't a deal because I got a $15.99, for a liter. All right. But that being said, let's go on with the challenge. Real cork, not particle board cork, a real hunk of cork. Oh, I'm so happy. Look, regular Woodford Reserve is pretty good. It's not that great. I mean, you're paying for a fancy looking bottle. The whiskey itself, it's fine. It's nice. Is it really that much better than, say, Ancient Age? I don't see that. To me, it's like kind of ordinary, but you're paying an extra high price. But that's the same with Buffalo Trace, which is sort of like enhanced Ancient Age, but you're paying a good $10 more. But the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, now I can't say too much about that. That's a dynamite product. A dynamite product. But I don't have it. But my friend David bought it, and I tried it. I said, oh, you guys got a deal. Oh, did you get a deal? Am I pleased with the Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye? Am I pleased? It's a jewel, really. It's a jewel if you want to get technical. Crown Royal Black, great product. Crown Royal, very nice. I wouldn't call it great, but it's very nice for sure. What's the Crown Royal Black, Northern Harvest Rye? There's a fourth one I have. Oh yeah, the bourbon mash. Oh, now that's a great one. Oh, they can't call it a bourbon because it's not made in the United States. I mean, it is a bourbon, you know. They just can't call it that. Bunch of BS regulations, which I do not support. But anyway, National Socialism aside, international finance capitalism aside, and all of that regulatory humdrum, depressive reality. If somebody asked me what's a great bourbon to try, I'd say, well, it ain't technically a bourbon, but in a reality it is. You know, in reality it is. And we live in the real world, not the pretend regulatory world. Well, we try to obfuscate it, try to get around it. And we do get around it by use of the black market. I would say Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye is a great bourbon. No. Joe Biden's dentist says, have you seen any shortages of liquor in your area? Well, yeah, there was a little bit of a shortage right around the time Hurricane Ida hit. I think it was really before Ida hit. But it wasn't like a big short. It was a shortage of Crown Royal and Hennessy. True story. Crown Royal was gone and Hennessy was gone. Like Matherns had no Crown Royal and no Hennessy. And I knew that was true because people was flipping the heck out. But why would they have it? They said, a hurricane's coming. That's what happened. The hurricane was on the way, maybe 5 days away. And people said, a hurricane's coming. What do we do to get prepared? And the answer was run out and buy as much Hennessy VS cognac brandy and as much Crown Royal as humanly possible, which they did. And all the stores were sold out. Walmart, Food for Less, which unfortunately was destroyed. I hope they rebuild it. I used to love going to Food for Less. Winn-Dixie, what did I say? Walmart, Food for Less, Winn-Dixie, Matherns, and probably CVS and all of them. You say, but the people's houses would flood. Their roof would be destroyed. Their lives would be impacted. Yeah, but they still wanted their Hennessy and Crown Royal. But after a week, it started coming back more and more. Now, it's fully stocked. I can see the Woodford Reserve is much darker. It's much darker. Do they add color in? Well, I can tell you right now. It's straight rye. No, they do not. It's illegal to add coloring to straight rye. Crown Royal. Well, it's not considered straight rye. Just say Northern Harvest Rye. So Canadian whiskey does allow coloring to be added. True story. But honestly, by looking at this, it doesn't really look like coloring was added. It's pretty light amber gold. You say, well, they probably only aged it 5 to 6 years. You'd be lucky if it was that. But let's say it was 5 to 6 years. It might have gotten that light color, I guess. I don't know. Eagle Warrior says, I only drink Woodford Double Barrel. I'm not familiar with that. I'm familiar with Woodford Double Oak. Maybe you're talking about that. All right. But I would absolutely, without any sort of hesitation, recommend the Crown Royal. Now, Walmart is kind of low in their stocks. I'll admit, Walmart is kind of low, or they were last time I checked 2 weeks ago. But people went berserk, like I said, and cleaned them out. You say, what, they had a riot and they stole all the liquor? No, they didn't have a riot. They just bought it all. But knowing them, they probably restocked because they got control of the market in this town. In other words, Walmart always gets the products before anyone else. You say, why is that? Because they're special? Exactly, because they're special. They tell the distributors. And I think they send spies out. Not only do I think they send spies out to watch other stores, I actually believe this based on some evidence, but not concrete evidence, but pretty strong evidence. I think they might actually send spies to work in other stores, not only to gather intelligence, but to disrupt the operations of the store. You know what I mean? To get hired, do a terrible job, but not enough to get fired, but just enough to disrupt it. You say, that's insidious. What kind of company would do that kind of thing? Hey, look, I don't know what kind of company. I think we know what kind of company would do that. I can't say they do that, but I've noticed some things over the years that would make me think that. Just seems suspicious. That's all. You say, oh, because every former Walmart employee you meet in a store is bad. They're incompetent. That's why they got fired from Walmart, and they do a bad job at the new store. Maybe. But maybe they were sent in. Hey, well, I didn't say that. I say maybe. But see, what Walmart tells the distributors, and I know this is true, they tell distributors like liquor distributors, or could be napkins. It doesn't matter. It could be canned beans. They say, look, let's look at it this way. We had better not go in another local store and see that they got the product and we don't. And now the distributor might say, why can you tell it? How can you tell us that? And Walmart's manager might tell them, well, since we buy 55 cases of the peas every 2 days, and that other store buys 55 cases of those same peas in a year, you figure out why we can say that. And the distributor says, you got it. Whatever you want, you got it. Apparently, they even tell them what prices to charge. Since 2019, it seems the variety and availability of beers and liquor have been thinned out slowly. That's true, Caleb, and that's due to the scamdemic. Eagle Warrior says double barrel is double oak. Okay, I've had it. It's great. It's a great product. I can see why you would only drink that. Good morning, Jay. Good to see you. Thanks, Bart. All right. So from what I've read, they even tell the distributors what they're going to charge for wholesale. You say, well, no, the distributor comes up with the wholesale price. No, but apparently Walmart tells the distributor, no, actually, this is what we're going to pay for the gin. And the distributor might say, well, we charge $20 a bottle wholesale for that gin. And Walmart says, yeah, but that's to other people. We'll give you 16. And they say, okay. Because remember, when you're buying 20,000 bottles a year as opposed to another store buying 120, you can kind of dictate the price. Same thing with Anheuser-Busch. They go around to these barley farmers and say, oh, man, we're going to pay this much for barley this year. The farmers agree to it because Anheuser-Busch is going to buy all their barley, and they've done it since like 1935, the same farmer's family. They have contracts, exclusive contracts, where they're the only client of these barley and hop farmers. They're not going to turn them down because it's a sure shot of it's a deal that they cannot refuse. They cannot refuse it. Okay. I'm not opposed to that, honestly. I'm opposed to collusion between the government and big business, which Mussolini developed that format, and he called it fascism in the 1920s. When he took over Italy in 1922, he wanted government business collusion, which he said would be for the good of the people in general. In the case of Italy, it probably was good for the people in general because they had so much corruption and inefficiency in their history that the people were like, we don't care who makes the product. We don't care whose crooked business is involved in it. We're glad because the stuff is on the shelf. You know, the people in Italy were like, I can buy a can of tomato sauce off the shelf and I don't have to pay a bribe to buy it. I can just, buy it. When I call the water department to get my water turned on, I could just get the water turned on. I don't have to pay a bribe. And so they were glad. So from 1922 till 1940, they thought, wow, we have a great government. Now, after June after June of 1940, they probably started reconsidering that. But up until then, they had a different opinion. Crown Royal seems thin to me, but Evan Williams has more body and tastes like peanuts and caramel. Really? Well, I only tried it once at my friend David's house, and I thought it was good. But we're talking about a small amount. I said, you got a great deal. I mean, you got a great deal. But I'd have to sit down and really think through it, drink through it, examine it like I'm doing here to be sure. But I'm sure you're right. It's really a good product. This smells like mild grain, cereal grain. Is it minty, like spearmint, peppermint? It is. It's mild. But now we're dealing with 90 proof versus 90.4 proof. Wow, this is going to be tough. 45% alcohol versus 45.2% alcohol. No age statement versus no age statement. Kentucky straight bourbon, Kentucky straight rye whiskey versus Canadian blended rye. Now remember, don't get too confused about Kentucky straight rye. It doesn't mean it's 100% straight rye. It's all rye. No. The website says it's only 43% 53% rye. 53% rye. The other 47% is other grains. Corn, could be wheat, could be barley, could be a combination of all three, could be two of those three. Doesn't matter. You say, well, that's blended then. Isn't it blended? It's blended with other grains. It is blended with other grains. But it's not under that designation because the way the U.S. government does it, it's confusing because in the U.S. government's mind, blended whiskey means blended with grain spirits, unaged grain spirits. You say, well, it's grain. They're just not aged. That's true. It is the same. It's just that one is given a treatment aged in charred oak or uncharred, depending on the product. And the other one is not necessarily, but it could be. It could be because if you read the Tax and Trade Bureau website carefully, which most people probably never even look at the website, it says that grain neutral spirits have to be stored in oak containers. Didn't say barrels, could be a big vat. Well, now, if you're storing it, right, and it's in it, you say, I know what you're going to say, then it's aging, right, but it might only age a week. So raw to a week probably makes no difference. To a month, no difference. 6 months, marginal difference. A year, 2, 3 years. Now, see, then it starts to change. So some of these grain neutral spirits may not be as neutral as you may first believe. But let's get off of all of that. I think our oligarchy prefers the masses get their alcohol in hard seltzer form, says Joe Biden's interest. Far easier to produce than beer, healthier, supposedly, much cheaper to produce, etc. Right? No lagering, don't have to buy barley. It's beer made from sugar, and we all know cane sugar ain't exactly super expensive. And yeah, it's like a benefit, and it's all these pretty packages and cans. It's always cans, and cool people with bikinis and shorts, wearing and naturally tattoos, drinking it, and you buy it. And I don't know why you would buy it because it's terrible, really. People are saying you're passing judgment on a style of beer. That's not your right. It is my right. I think it's terrible. But if you want to drink it, fine. I've drank some seltzers that were A's, B plus, A minus. Sure have. They were most excellent to very good in their style. Of course, I think the style is an atrocity of mankind. But if you want to drink it, doesn't make any difference to me, especially since your interests don't conflict with my interests. That hard seltzer fad is nothing compared to Pilsner, better water. Yeah, Pilsner. Any recommendations for a good bourbon or whiskey around $65, says Damon R. Amaral. Man, there's probably 100 different brands you could buy for that price, and you would never lose. You would never lose. You would never lose. Find Eagle Rare, but you can't get Eagle Rare. Nobody can get Eagle Rare. But if you see Eagle Rare for $30, buy it without hesitation. What if it's $34.95? Buy it without hesitation. Eagle Rare would be a winner. $65. Bourbon, you said? Oh, any whiskey. Oh, Johnny Walker Double Black. I've heard it's good. I've never had it, but based on my experience with Johnny Walker, you can't go wrong. Oh, believe me, if you see Buchanan's Master Scotch. Oh, no, I'm not going to name them all. You're not going to go wrong. You're not going to go wrong. You're not going to go wrong. Just buy any. You say, well, I saw 10 whiskeys for $65 each. Buy them all. You're going to love them, believe me. My wife uses hard seltzer as a mixer instead of club soda or tonic. That's a good idea. Pilsner or Urquell is a great product. It's one of the great products of the world, I think. I'm in the Boston area. That may be a factor. Yeah, it'd probably be $55 in Louisiana. What you're paying for 65, probably be 55 here. Well, let's get on with the tasting, shall we? Yes. Aroma is not real different. I'm not going to be up here talking about how different they are. Oh, they're so different. One is so this and the other one is so that. Really? No, they're not that different. You can taste the spicy mintiness on your tongue. People say, how can you taste a smell? Because the fumes get on your tongue and you can taste it. Yes, you can. Taste time. Real tasting now. Man, that tastes like charred oak. I'm really picking up charred oak. Like never before used charred oak. So I'm thinking they're taking white oak barrels. They're spraying them heavily with bourbon, some reject bourbon, but they can use it for lighter fluid. They set the match, takes off. I ain't saying it's an alligator char, number 4 char, but it might be a 2 or a 4, a 2 or a 3. Oh, yeah, that's really good. It's got to be a Woodford Reserve. Oh, would I buy it? Oh, well, I did buy it. I did buy it. I didn't pay what you paid. I didn't pay 30. What was the prices I quoted? I didn't pay that kind of money, $30-something. I'm not going to read this website because they all brag about how awesome it is. The taste is clove, rye, mint, molasses, sorghum, and honey. Honestly, it's really not rye, mint, molasses, sorghum, and honey. It's a lot of different flavors with apple and malt hints. Yeah, okay. Crown Royal. Gentle oak tones, rich butterscotch, spice, vanilla, and soft peppery notes. It might be all of that, but I don't have the ability to pick all that up. Oh yeah, in the Boston area. Okay. Now I think I'm starting to get a hold of it. By the time I get a handle on it, I'll be on to regular bourbon. It's a shame. By the time I get used to stuff, then I'm off to something else. But I'll be back to it for revisits and taste challenges in the future. As sweet as that is, and that's sweet, sugar water. And it does taste like it's 90% rye, though, no joke. It's so spicy. 90% rye versus 53% rye. I will say this about Woodford Double Oak. You can put that on your waffles instead of syrup. If you think that's syrupy, you ought to try this product called Cruzan Blackstrap. Estate Diamond Blackstrap rum. It tastes like pancake syrup. I swear, it tastes like pancake syrup. Much more than this. It's amazing. Miller Lite, a fine Pilsner beer. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, it's a Pilsner beer like I'm Charlton Heston, I remember when I was in Towering Inferno and I was in the Planet of the Apes and Ben-Hur and the Omega Man. Yeah. It's a Pilsner beer. Sure. That's the most insulting insult of the history of insults. In the history of insult. When this taste challenge is over, you have to have a package in your mailbox. Well, Wayne of Pennsylvania. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Smiley face. Because I have even more shocking news. All right. Boy, I could drink that all day and never get bored. Menthol, spice, pepperiness. It is so good. I really find it strange that people would do video reviews and talk about how garbage it is. But I actually never saw any video reviews like that. The only video reviews I saw for either one of these products that were negative were sort of like, well, it's all right. Now, I did see one video review for Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye, and they talked about how trash it was. This stuff is trash. It's horrible. And that was from years ago. And that channel apparently doesn't have any new content for the last 6 years. I was like, I don't know what they thought they were going to achieve with that stunt. But in the whole, most of the people were saying either it was okay or it was fantastic, like I'm saying. But how you could get on the internet and talk about how garbage it is, I don't know. I guess you just hate whiskey. Why are you doing whiskey reviews, right? I feel like selling a very diluted beer should be a crime. Well, we believe in free enterprise on this channel. All right. I think I have it down. But my confidence level is very low, as you can imagine, after the last two challenges. You say you're stupid because one is from Kentucky and one is from Manitoba. What's wrong with you? Are you that slow? You can't tell them apart? I could. Well, yeah, you could. Okay, big boy. Get on the internet and make your taste challenges blind like I'm doing them, and I'll watch them. I'll support your channel. I'll let you join Alcohol Legs. I'll make the post. I'll post your video. I'll make good comments about it. But if you're not willing to walk the walk, why are you talking head? Why are you doing all the head talk, Because, punks jump up to get beat down. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that you're more than likely wrong. All right. I'm saying that you're almost assuredly wrong, but I'm not saying definitively that you're wrong. Although the good money is on you being wrong. That's some charred oak there, boy. Woo! Must be from Kentucky. Must be from Woodford Reserve. I remember back in 1982, I was hanging out with Phoebe Cates at a pool party. That's actually not a true story. I'm lying. But I would have done that. I would have hung out with Phoebe Cates at a pool party. But she would have said, who's this kid hanging out with me? He's 5 years younger than me. What's his major malfunction? I'd have said, I'm just hanging out. I don't know why we have all these implications of skullduggery and whatnot. That's so sweet. Must be Crown Royal. Lighter flavored beers and whiskeys are around because overall that's what the general population wants and spends their hard-earned money on. Well, I can't argue with that statement. I 100% agree with that statement, actually. So all right, it's time to call it. I'm a little nervous. You say you're stalling. Your video's gone over 30 minutes, all because you're trying to stall for time so that you can come up with a reason when you get it wrong. I am stalling for time. I was hoping you wouldn't notice that. I disagree. Hefeweizens are 4.5% and are amazing. I don't like Hefeweizens, in my opinion. I don't like them. I've had some great ones though. Erdinger, Franziskaner, Weihenstephaner, etc. But it's not for me. I don't like Hefeweizens. If I never drink another Hefeweizen, it would be too soon. But people like them. People enjoy them. And if you want to drink them, go ahead and drink them. But it ain't for me. They all taste like fluffy wheat bread. Man, if I want to dry, that's scary. If I want to buy wheat bread, I'll go to the store and buy it. I didn't want to drink it though. All right. Anyway, last call for trepidation. That's got to be the Woodford Reserve. Let's go. Holy smokes, it's the Crown Royal. Well, you think, hey, you know how you're feeling right now? I feel worse than that. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it gets a lot worse. Well, like Caleb said, this will be your undoing. This will be the end of the channel. It's all over. It's all over. It's all over. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I do feel like I'm in Guyana right now. I do feel like it's November 1978. I do feel like I'm at Jonestown. I said Dwyer. I feel like I've been betrayed, so terribly betrayed. They lie, friends. They lie. We're not going to the Soviet Union, Christine. We're not going to Russia. They're not going to help us. Mother, 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 mother. It's all over. It's all over. If we can't live in peace, then we must. I don't know. I never thought it would come to this. Never thought it would be this bad. All the dreams came crashing down. It's really sad because I bought the Salsa, silver and the gold. I got Jesse James Bourbon, Henry McKenna. Got the Bacardi Major Laser. I was so excited about it. But way I feel now, there's no hope, no future, no chance. We had the world in our hands and we came this close, but we didn't make it. He goes too far sometimes. He's the first to admit it. Yeah, sometimes he goes too far. Oh, Joe Biden snitches. The heads. You were looking at the heads. Sometimes he goes too far. He'd be the first one to admit. If you could have heard the man just 2 days ago, if you could have heard the man. No, I mean, if you could have heard me just 2 days ago, you're going to call me crazy. Wrong, wrong. My problem is that a voice. I like you because you're still alive and I got plans for you. No, but really, I don't care what Salazzo says about a deal. He's going to kill Pop. That's the key for him. They want to have a meeting. Let's set the meeting. You know, it's like that. There's no chance. There's no choice. We gotta go to the mattresses. Well, I'll continue to do whiskey reviews. I have no confidence, no hope, no vision, no future, no chance, no mindset. Man, I feel like REM trying to make a new album right now. I feel like ABBA claiming they're going to make a new album. Well, actually, I don't feel that bad, but I feel bad. Bad. Well, anyway, going on with sadness, depression, anxiety, hopelessness, emptiness. I wish I was in the Beatles and they had broke up and I was kicked out the band and had no record contract. I just feel terrible, you know. Crown Royal Rye is nice. Last stage capitalism. It is nice. Well, anyway, I got a lot of things to work out in my mind. I got a lot of things to handle, work out. Man, I feel like Chinggis Chukuk. I am the last of the reviewers. I am the last of the Mohicans. Not all Hefeweizens are 4.5. I know. Well, your record is better than either of the New York football teams. Cheer up. Yeah, but that might make me feel worse when I think about that. Not all Hefeweizens are 4.5%. In fact, the top 5 rated Hefeweizens are all 5% above. Yeah, I don't know where that 4.5 came from. Don't be so hard on yourself, champ. You just got to train harder next time. I'm going to try not to be hard on myself, but I feel bad. I feel like there's no hope. No hope. No hope. No hope. There's no hope. You say, well, you're going to give up doing blind taste challenges? No, actually, I have a bunch coming up. In fact, I have an exciting one coming Thursday morning. I have Jack Daniels Rye. Oh, we'll get a lot of viewers on that. You say, you mean the haters, the ones that'll run up saying, I hate Jack Daniels. I hate Jack Daniels. Oh, I just want to let y'all know I hate Jack Daniels. Yeah, I know. They're all around. They lurk around. They stay up all night, every day. They never sleep. They're like Grateful Dead haters. They never sleep. They stay up all night long waiting for somebody to mention Jack Daniels or Grateful Dead, and they can run to the microphone and say, I just want to let you know, I hate Jack Daniels. I hate Jack Daniels. But my response would be, no one cares what you hate, but please go tell it on the mountain. Hefeweizens are amazing, though. You got that part correct. Some Hefeweizens are amazing. For instance, Aventinus, Corbinian, the one from Lazy Magnolia, the Fleur de Lis, which they made for like a week. A week. I scored it an A+. Oh, what an amazing beer. Apparently, I was the only one that bought it in the whole world. So that's the problem. When you only have one purchaser, when you have one person on earth that buys a bottle, that may not help your company. All right, so we got Jack Daniels Rye. Then I'm going to get over my sadness. Maybe. Probably not. But let's see. Wait, what else is coming up? Oh, how could I ever forget George Dickel Rye? Look, if I have a lot of enemies, when I tell you the price I paid for George Dickel Rye, I'm going to have a double the enemies. So you say, oh, you got 200 enemies right now on the internet. Well, when I tell you the price I paid for George Dickel Rye, I'm going to have double that. I'll have 400 enemies. Don't blame me. Blame Walmart. I went and bought it. My friend David rushed over here to buy it. It's beyond any reasonable human conception of what a rye whiskey could cost. And I'm serious. And I'm unanimous in that, actually. Well, anyway, so we got regular bourbon coming up starting when we starting Saturday or Sunday. Well, either at the end of this week or next. I'm not going to sit there and detail it to that extreme degree. But we've got straight bourbon coming up, and I've got George McKenna. Well, George McKenna is pretty well known, so when I tell you the price of that, you'll probably try to do bad things, very bad things to yourself. Not me, I hope. But you just won't believe it. It'll be unbelievable. But I know it's the truth because I bought it, and I remember the price tag. And when I saw the price tag, I gasped. I gasped. I did gasp. You know, my heart skipped a beat. I'll admit that. I was like, but of course I bought it. Couldn't believe it. Still can't. Well, I can believe it, knowing Louisiana. But then we're gonna go through the straight bourbon. That'll take 2 or 3 weeks. Then when we getting close to November, or even in November, then we got blended whiskey. People say, oh, no, not blended whiskey. I'll skip a month. That's a good idea. I recommend that. But for those who like self-inflicted torment, I've got a lot of American blended whiskeys coming up. Sunnybrook. Yikes. I've got Bellows. But then I have good stuff like Seagram 7. I love Seagram 7. And I think a lot of people could get embarrassed hating on Seagram 7. I'm like, wow, now here's a man who wants to get down to it. You want to get down to it, do you? Well, let's do that Seagram 7 blind taste test. Nah, you're not going to do that. You're really not going to do it, because then you might get embarrassed on the internet. So, yeah, you better just go do your hate videos. But make sure they're pre-recorded. Don't do them live. Of course, if they went wrong, I know you delete them. But, you know, that's the way that goes. But anyway, well, this was a fiasco. But then I shouldn't feel too bad, because we had 2 previous fiascos, and Thursday might be a fiasco. Well, anyway, enough of that. I'll get over it. I'll get over it. It'll take a year at least, but I'll somehow get through it. I'll get through it some kind of way. Don't know how, but I'll figure it out. Maybe I won't. Seagram 7 tastes great with Crown and Coke out of the glass bottle. Well, I've said this for years. Seagram 7 Crown is the secret weapon of blended whiskey, and you can really embarrass a lot of haters who hate. Remember this. Write this down in your notebook. With Seagram 7 Crown, you can really embarrass a lot of haters who hate. And there's a lot of haters who hate out there. Where are all the upvotes? I don't know. Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time passing. Show some love, people. There are more than 5 people in here. Well, you know, they come and go just like people at a diner, you know. They're here, then they leave, then they come back, then they go on. Thanks for watching this video production. I feel so bad. Oh, so very bad.